of outsourcing jobs to foreign countries. One of the main reasons people go to college, and why many of you are sitting in this room today, is to learn enough to get a well-paying job afterwards. Now imagine, after all of your hard work, all of those hours spent toiling in Memorial Library, there is no job for you after college. This is a situation that many Americans have to face, and will have to face in the future because of one simple problem: outsourcing jobs to foreign countries. Outsourcing occurs when a company buys materials or services from a foreign country. It can be easy to underestimate the types of jobs our country outsources. When thinking of outsourcing, one thinks of manufactured items, printed with made in China or made in Taiwan. However, outsourcing doesn't just affect the manufacturing and service industries. According to Carl Davidson from Michigan State University, even high-skilled workers are losing jobs to foreign competition. For example, hospitals are sending their x-rays to be read by doctors overseas. In the past couple of years, as I started thinking about my future, I've become much more interested in outsourcing. It is in yours and my best interest for jobs to stay in America and for the American economy to be strong. I want a well-paying job to be available to me for the rest of my life. We don't want our jobs to be sent to China and India. Today, I'm going to outline for you the problem with and the effects of outsourcing jobs to foreign countries. I want to show you why this is serious and the consequences of sending our jobs and resources overseas. Next, I will outline for you what I think a possible solution to this problem is and what you can do to help. First off, I'll talk to you about why outsourcing is a problem and the devastating effects it has on America. Keeping manufacturing in the United States is essential. According to Hans Baumann, who has a PhD in mechanical engineering, when we outsource, there is a massive outflowing of capital in order to build foreign manufacturing facilities, tooling, and patterns. If we send more and more money to foreign countries to build plants and to manufacture our products, we will be in more debt to them. According to the Bureau of Public Debt, the United States debt is over $13.5 trillion. So how much, you might ask, is $13.5 trillion? OpenMarket.org gives some comparisons. $13 trillion in $1 bills weighs as much as 462 Statues of Liberties. If you spent $1 every second, you have to keep spending for 100,000 years just to get to 13 trillion. The question I have is, how are we going to pay these foreign countries back? If we keep sending them our jobs and our money, our debt will continue to increase. Not only does outsourcing increase our debt, it also increases our trade deficit as well. When we outsource to other countries, we stop making our own products and doing our own jobs. If we don't make our own products, we have to buy them from other countries. Buying from other countries causes us to buy more than we sell or have a trade deficit. Thus, outsourcing is a leading cause to the United States' trade deficit. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 2009, our annual trade deficit was $400 billion. While this is down from previous years, it still means that every year we buy $400 billion more worth of products than we sell. $400 billion, to give you an idea, is around $2 million for every person in Madison. We are losing that much each year to foreign countries. If all we do is send our jobs to other countries, we won't have jobs for ourselves. The United States will diminish, and we will send more and more money to foreign countries. The reason big businesses outsource is to increase their profits. Outsourcing offers this by giving companies a way to lower costs by paying reduced wages for foreign workers. However, outsourcing has devastating consequences. Let me tell you about the 900 workers at Healthy Bicycle Company in Salina, Ohio. Healthy outsourced the jobs of these workers to China. Senator Byron Dorgan is a senator from North Dakota who strongly opposes outsourcing. He states, "Why should the owners of the company care when they can pay Chinese workers 33 cents an hour to make bicycles? Why should the companies care? Big corporations are not going to regulate themselves." While some companies do acknowledge the dangers of outsourcing, for most, if they see an opportunity, they will take it. On the last day of work at the Healthy Bicycle Company, the factory workers each left a pair of shoes in their respective parking spaces. The message to the company was, "You can move our jobs to China, but you will never fill our shoes." Taking jobs away from Americans is unethical. It reduces the quality of American jobs and increases the horrific conditions endured by foreign workers as well. When American workers' jobs are outsourced, workers are forced to relocate and find other work. Louis Uccitelli, author of The Disposable American, talks about displaced workers being told they need to increase their value in order to remain competitive. Labor that many workers have done all of their lives has been outsourced and moved to other countries. Some of these workers don't have the skills to find new jobs and are forced into low-skilled jobs such as working at Walmart or McDonald's. These companies and others like them are known for their lack of worker benefits. When we outsource, it reduces the quality of American jobs. The outsourcing of workers has also led to more horrific conditions endured by foreign workers. According to Senator Dorgan, the giant companies have discovered more than 1 billion people around the world that they can employ for pennies an hour, and if these poorly paid foreign workers dare to organize a union, they can be fined and even jailed. Not all companies are so cruel to their workers, however, and in recent years, some have made significant advances in both pay and treatment. Also, outsourcing is not the cause of all foreign working conditions. However, outsourcing still causes awful working conditions today. In order to completely fix this problem, we need to remember the past. Let me remind you of the Huffy Bicycle Company. At the plant in China where the American jobs were sent, the workers were paid 33 cents an hour. They worked 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. These workers also had no health benefits and received only 2 meals a day. The more we outsource, the more foreign workers have to be hired, and the more terrible conditions have to be endured. I hope I have convinced you that outsourcing is a serious problem that has a variety of dire consequences. I will now talk to you about possible solutions to this problem and what actions need to be taken to solve it. Step 1 in solving the problem of outsourcing is to change the public opinion about it. Changing public opinion about outsourcing is a step in which you can have the most influence. Today, I've given you some basics about outsourcing, but you need to continue to educate yourselves about this problem. Talk to your friends about it and get the word out. The corporations need to understand that the public disapproves of outsourcing. The corporations are accountable to the people, and if there is widespread disagreement over outsourcing, they will be forced to adapt. Step 2 in solving outsourcing is to get federal legislation to tax companies who outsource, and legislation to limit outsourcing as well. I understand that outsourcing is a problem that won't be fixed overnight. However, we can get legislation that taxes companies who do it. The companies won't like being taxed when they outsource and will regulate themselves because of this. Combined with that, if we can get legislation that outright limits what corporations can do, it will reduce outsourcing as well. A. from Evanstein, from Harvard University, brings up an important point that could help us reduce the negative effects of outsourcing. Evanstein and his colleagues analyzed the impact of trade and outsourcing by using the current population surveys and data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. One of the conclusions of the study is that offshoring to high-wage countries is positively correlated with U.S. manufacturing employment. In other words, outsourcing to countries that offer relatively high-paying jobs to their workers increases the amount of jobs in the United States. If we can't get companies to stop outsourcing altogether, we should at least try to convince them to outsource to countries that pay their workers higher wages. While this won't fix the problem, it will reduce the negative effects of outsourcing. Today, my goal has been to share with you the problem of outsourcing jobs to foreign countries. Outsourcing is a problem because it increases America's debt and undermines the American economy. Outsourcing also reduces the quality of American jobs and condemns foreign workers to brutal working conditions. In order to solve this problem, we first need to change public opinion. Next, we need federally regulated action in the form of taxes and laws to limit outsourcing. For the jobs that companies refuse to keep in America, we should convince them to outsource these jobs to higher wage-paying countries. By keeping jobs here in America and rebuilding American manufacturing, America can be the global power it once was. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, thank you. What was the time?
For really young, 8:53. Yay!
Excellent.